All right, let's get right into it. In what might just be one of the biggest moves we've seen in entertainment, two absolute giants have just joined forces. We are talking about the storytelling magic of Disney partnering up with the tech powerhouse that is OpenAI. Yeah, this is a big one.
So it all boils down to this one question, right? What happens when Mickey Mouse meets generative AI? For, decades, Disney's characters have lived in movies, on our screens, and theme parks, but now they're about to jump into a completely new world, and that opens up some seriously wild possibilities.
And there it is, it's official. The Walt Disney Company and OpenAI have announced a landmark agreement. And this isn't just about some new tech. This really feels like a huge milestone for how AI is going to be used across the entire entertainment industry.
Now, this is not some simple licensing deal, not at all. It is a massive partnership, and it's built on three key pillars. First, empowering you, the fans, to create. Second, integrating AI deep inside Disney's own operations. And third, a major financial investment that just goes to show how seriously Disney is taking this new era.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the most exciting part of this whole announcement, and that's what it means for you. For the very first time, this deal is putting the power of the entire Disney universe directly into your hands.
And the best part, the process is designed to be incredibly simple. You just write a text prompt for OpenAI's video tool, Sora, or their image generator, and boom! In seconds, you get a brand new, totally original piece of content with some of the most famous characters ever, and it's ready for you to share.
And listen, we're not talking about just a handful of characters here. No. The agreement covers a library of over 200 of them, and it spans the entire Disney universe. We're talking classic animation, Pixar, and the huge worlds of Marvel and Star Wars. The whole shebang.
Just look at this list, and this is barely scratching the surface of the creative sandbox they're opening up. Think about it for a second. Mickey Mouse, Elsa, Buzz Lightyear, Iron Man, and Darth Vader. What kind of stories could you come up with? The potential is it's basically infinite.
But okay, beyond all the creative fun, there is a massive business deal making all of this happen. So let's pull back the curtain and take a look at the strategy and, well, the money behind all this magic.
Just let that number sink in for a moment. $1 billion. That is the size of Disney's equity investment in OpenAI. And let me be clear, this is not just a licensing fee. This is a major ownership stake. It's a sign of a deep, long-term bet that AI is going to be at the very heart of Disney's future.
So what's really fascinating here is how this whole thing works on two levels. On one side, you have the public-facing part, where we all get to play and create. But on the other side, Disney itself becomes a huge customer of OpenAI. They're planning to use its technology to build new tools for everything, from their internal business to new experiences on Disney+.
This whole collaboration is so much more than just a single deal. It's really a signal flare for the entire entertainment industry. We are literally watching the beginning of a new frontier, where artificial intelligence and mainstream storytelling are about to collide.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. In the words of Disney CEO Robert Iger himself, this whole thing is about putting imagination and creativity directly into the hands of Disney fans. It's basically an official admission that the next chapter of storytelling is going to involve creators, technology, and the audience, all working together.
Of course, opening up these incredibly powerful tools brings up some immediate questions about safety and ethics, right? So, to get ahead of that, both companies are publicly committing to a framework of what they're calling responsible AI. They're pledging to building guardrails to protect users, creators, and, the integrity of these beloved characters.
So let's look at what that actually means. They're putting specific measures in place. The agreement says, very clearly, no using real actors' likenesses or voices. It also promises strong filters against harmful content, age-appropriate policies, and a real commitment to respecting the rights of the people who created this stuff in the first place.
So this is a huge announcement, but of course, it's just the start. The big question is, what can we actually expect to see and when? Let's break down the timeline for this whole rollout.
All right, so when can you actually get your hands on this? The agreement was just announced, and the creative tools are expected to roll out to all of us in early 2026. And get this, by the end of that year, Disney is planning to feature some of the absolute best fan creations directly on Disney+. How cool is that?
And that, I think, leaves us with the big, lingering question. Is this just the ultimate tool for fan expression, something that's going to empower a new generation of creators to tell their own stories? Or are we watching something that will fundamentally change the nature of storytelling itself, forever? I guess only time will tell.